Hey guys, and welcome back to another Unfiltered Gamer Board Game Spotlight. This game is currently on Kickstarter and is a little quick party game. Alright, and that game is Totemland! Okay, wait, no, not Totemland, sorry. Is The Great Debate. In The Great Debate, there's going to be a bunch of question cards you're going to get, as well as voting cards. On the voting cards, you got A and B, because those are options you can vote. Basically, what's going to happen is one player is going to start, and they're going to read a question, such as, which is the better gaming system, Xbox or PlayStation? In which case, they will then put this card down, they'll select which one they want to go for, either A or B, maybe they want to go for Xbox, and then somebody else is going to have to debate them. How are they going to choose to debate? Well, it's simple. There's a little question up here at the top, or a little statement that says, the last person to buy a video game is the person that debates them. So if I chose Xbox, I'm the guy reading this, the person who last bought the video game would have to do PlayStation. And then we would debate. We would each have about 30 seconds to talk about it, as well as the fact that if you had already won one of these cards previously, you could use them as collateral, I suppose, to have an extra 15 seconds after somebody had already talked. But in general, I debate about why Xbox is better than PlayStation, and you would debate about whether or not PlayStation was better than Xbox. Each player would then get one of these A or B cards, and then put them face down in the middle of the table. You shuffle them up and reveal them. Or if you wanted, you could just have everybody throw down the cards based on who they thought won the debate. In any way, it pretty much works. And then the person who has the most votes is the winner. And if there's a tie, you can do it however you want. The game has specific rules as far as that goes, along with variants. It also comes with a bunch of blank cards, so you can make yours a little more politically charged or a little less. Most of the cards in the game are fairly tame. Let me go ahead and read you a couple of them. Which is better? Which is the better band, Poison or Nirvana? Who survives longer, a character from Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead? That's a tough one. How about, should internet gambling remain illegal? Yes or no? Who is hotter, Jessica Alba or Scarlett Johansson? The USA is on the decline or still in its prime. And based on the card, the top left-hand corner of the card, top right-hand corner of the card, is going to have a symbol. And it's either going to be green, yellow, like this one, or red. And if it's red, it's going to be a little more politically motivated. That might cause a little cause for concern for some people. But that's basically how you play the game. How I feel about the game is fairly simple. The game is a little party game, and it has that judging aspect like a lot of games we've seen before. But if you like debating, it has that new aspect of what some of these games are doing is, you get to talk back and forth with each other or convince people of why you are right. For instance, we did a game called Cult Following, which I really, really like, that involves trying to convince people to join your cult. This one is trying to convince people to believe your argument, because sometimes you're going to have to argue about a stance you don't believe in, playing devil's advocate, if you may, which is really cool. I like that aspect of a game, where you're kind of having to learn. Specifically, I think this would be a great teaching tool, specifically in like college or even probably high school, I guess, would be a good level for this. However, a lot of the questions are a little more jokey, a little more fun, but there are some of them that are a little more, the red ones here, should the executions of prisoners be available on pay-per-view? And here's a yellow one. Are the Kardashians a good example of what is wrong with America? Partially. Right. But either way, that's the idea of the game. And I really do enjoy it. I think that it's going to be a niche thing, though. Specifically, people who don't like to debate will not like this game. If you don't like politically charged questions in any way, or just arguing in general, you could probably stay away from this game. When we played this game, it was a big mix of people really liking it, really enjoying it, and people really disliking it. In fact, to a certain extent, somebody even got a little too razzled and we had to stop playing, even though it had nothing to do with the cards specifically in the deck. It just kind of went crazy off the rails talking about something completely different. But that's how it goes when you start debating things. Everybody just starts getting into that mood. And some are better than others at doing that. Either way, though, if you like this kind of game, such as debating and the whole voting system, it all works perfectly well, and the questions are fairly fine. And there's nothing too crazy in here. I mean, you're not talking about the president-elect or anything like that. There's nothing like that in there. It's more like who's better, ninjas or vampires, or ninjas or pirates, or are zombies overdone? Yes. Should schools enforce a dress code of uniforms? Maybe, I don't know. But you have that option, right? And you could take out cards that are a little too much for some people, or you could increase the craziness by adding in more cards. So if you're interested, check out The Great Debate. It's currently on Kickstarter, and it's made by David Ferguson. A quick, small little game that I think you might enjoy if you like debating.